Hello, and welcome back to Buddhist Story 68. For many years, I've dedicated my life to exploring the deepest questions of human existence. Today, we're not just discussing a philosophical idea. We're confronting one of the most widespread epidemics of our time, the relentless, suffocating habit of overthinking. Have you ever found yourself replaying a conversation in your head for the 10th time? Agonizing over every word, or lying awake at 3 a.m.? Lost in a labyrinth of what-ifs about a future that may never come? If so, you're not alone. Our minds can feel like a battlefield, and the enemy is ourselves. The video you just watched provides a compassionate and accessible introduction to this problem, using powerful metaphors like the backpack of stones and the monkey mind. But as a scholar, my goal is to take you beyond the surface. We're going to use the wisdom of the Buddha to not just understand what overthinking is, but to understand why we do it, and how we can truly break free. My personal research has led me to a three-part framework for this journey. First, a deep dive into the psychological roots of overthinking. Second, a radical re-evaluation of attachment. And third, a practical, step-by-step guide to cultivating non-attachment in your daily life. I promise you, this is not just another self-help video. This is a profound, life-altering exploration that goes to the very heart of human suffering. Stick with me, because every minute of this discussion is designed to give you a piece of the map out of the mental maze. Part 1. Overthinking and the illusion of control. The video correctly identifies that overthinking is often a misguided attempt to control the uncontrollable. But why do we cling so desperately to this illusion? From a deeper psychological perspective rooted in Buddhist teachings, overthinking is an expression of ignorance, avidya, and delusion, moha. We are deluded into believing that our thoughts are a direct reflection of reality. We mistake our mental maps for the territory itself. When a repetitive, negative thought arises, we grab onto it, believing that by analyzing it, we can somehow solve the problem it represents. But this is like trying to put out a fire by throwing gasoline on it. The Buddha's teaching on the monkey mind is not just a metaphor. It's a clinical diagnosis of the untrained mind. Our minds are, by nature, restless. This restlessness is fueled by two primary forces. Aversion. We mentally push away what we don't want. We overthink a past mistake because we wish it hadn't happened. We overthink a future event because we are afraid of what might happen. Craving. We mentally grasp at what we do want. We replay a positive memory, trying to re-experience the joy. We fantasize about a future outcome, trying to possess it before it exists. Overthinking is the result of these two forces working in a continuous loop. We are either running from something or chasing after something, and this endless motion leaves us exhausted. The core of the Buddhist solution, as the video notes, is mindfulness. But it's not just about watching thoughts like clouds. It's about developing the wisdom to see thoughts for what they are, transient mental events, not objective truths. This practice, known as insight meditation, vipassana, trains you to observe the arising and passing of thoughts without getting caught up in their content. It's the psychological equivalent of a laboratory experiment where you are the neutral observer. This process is profoundly liberating. The video's idea that we are not our thoughts is the key. You are not the fear about the future. You are the awareness that observes the fear. You are not the shame about the past. You are the awareness that observes the shame. By creating this mental distance, you free yourself from the tyranny of your own mind. Part 2. The radical truth about attachment. The video offers a good explanation of attachment as the root of suffering. But I want to take this a step further. We are going to deconstruct the very nature of attachment from a radical Buddhist perspective. Most of us think of attachment as clinging to physical things, money, a car, or a beautiful home. But the Buddha's teachings on attachment, upadana, are much more subtle and insidious. He identified four main types of attachment. Attachment to sense pleasures, the desire for pleasure from sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and touch. Attachment to views, clinging to your beliefs, opinions, and ideologies as if they were objective facts. This is the root of much conflict and intolerance. Attachment to rites and rituals, believing that a specific religious practice or set of rules will guarantee salvation or happiness. Attachment to the idea of a self. This is the most fundamental and profound attachment. It is the clinging to the illusion of a separate, permanent, self, or ego. This last point is the most crucial, and it's where my personal research has found the deepest insights. The reason we overthink and cling to everything is because we are so deeply attached to the idea of I, me, and mine. We overthink a conversation because our ego was hurt. We worry about the future because we are afraid for our safety and our happiness. The ego is the command center of all attachments. The Buddhist path teaches that the self is not a fixed entity but a dynamic process, a stream of ever-changing physical and mental phenomena. By meditating on this truth, you begin to see that the feeling of a separate I is just a momentary sensation, like a cloud in the sky. When you loosen your grip on this central illusion, all other attachments begin to lose their power. The video's beautiful analogy of holding sand is a perfect illustration. When we grasp at a person or an experience, we are trying to stop the flow of impermanence. But by doing so, we cause ourselves pain. Non-attachment is not about not caring, it's about caring without grasping. It is a love that flows freely, without the chains of expectation or the fear of loss. It is a love that says, I love you as you are, and I will be here for you as long as life allows. Rather than, I need you to be this way forever so I can be happy. Part 3. The Path to Liberation, a practical guide. So, how do we apply these radical ideas to our daily lives? The video offers some good practices, and I want to expand on them, offering you a structured, step-by-step approach to letting go. This is a journey, not a destination, so be patient and be kind to yourself. Step 1. The practice of mindful observation. The first step is to become a silent witness to your own mind. Sit quietly for 5 to 10 minutes each day. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Your mind will inevitably wander. When it does, gently note what it is doing, thinking, planning, worrying, and return your attention to your breath. The key here is to do this without judgment. Do not get angry at your mind for wandering. This simple act trains you to see thoughts as separate from who you are. Your job is not to stop the thoughts, but to stop believing them. Step 2. The gratitude of impermanence. The video speaks of gratitude, but I want you to practice gratitude for a very specific thing: impermanence. Every time you see a beautiful sunset, a kind smile, or a cherished moment, remind yourself that it will not last. Instead of feeling sad, let this knowledge deepen your appreciation for the present moment. This is a practice of savoring, not clinging. It trains your mind to find joy in the now, not in the past or the future. Step 3. The art of generous giving. The Buddha taught that the act of giving is a powerful antidote to attachment. This isn't just about money. It's about giving your time, your kindness, and your attention without expecting anything in return. My personal practice has shown me that when you give freely, a genuine smile to a stranger, a helping hand to a friend, or a donation to a cause you believe in, you break the habit of a mind that is always focused on what it can get. Giving is an act of spiritual liberation. Step 4. The practice of self-compassionate inquiry. When a painful thought or a wave of anxiety arises, don't try to push it away. Instead, ask yourself these questions with kindness. What is this feeling? Is it sadness, anger, fear? Where do I feel it in my body? In my chest, my stomach, my throat? What belief is this feeling attached to? Is it the belief that I am not good enough? The belief that I am a failure? By asking these questions, you are shining the light of awareness on your suffering. This practice, often used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and rooted in Buddhist principles, allows you to understand the roots of your pain and, in time, to let them go. Step 5. Embrace the beginner's mind. The video mentions that life is a dynamic journey. This is the essence of what the Buddha called the beginner's mind, Shoshin. This is the attitude of approaching every experience, whether it's learning a new skill or having a difficult conversation, with a sense of openness, curiosity, and lack of preconceived notions. When you do this, you free yourself from the attachment to being an expert or being right. You become a lifelong student, and in doing so, you find joy and peace in the simple act of learning and growing. In the end, the path to letting go is not about becoming a cold, emotionless statue. It's about becoming a flowing river, full of life, always moving, never getting stuck. By understanding the true nature of overthinking and attachment, And by applying these powerful practices, you can free yourself from the backpack of stones and walk a path of true peace and clarity. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. If you're ready to take the next step, I encourage you to begin with just 5 minutes of mindful breathing today. The path begins with a single conscious breath. If you found value in this, please consider subscribing and sharing this video. Your support helps us continue this journey of spreading ancient wisdom in a modern world.